What's going on, everybody? It's Christina Fayanes. How are you? I'm gonna get my video going, my live going on my social media. So bear with me. What's everybody going? What's everybody doing? What's everybody getting into? Um, and I can't make my life up. I was supposed to have been at my 9 to 5, but I woke up and I didn't feel well, and that was just so significant to my journey. Seriously, so significant, because when ancestors want to speak, and they have specific messages, they will speak. Let me turn this down. It's just help kind of get me. Yeah. But when ancestors want to speak, they will definitely make it be known, and it gets undeniable. To be honest with you, it gets really undeniable. Even if you try to shut it off, like, it's like, yeah, they can find another vessel, but so I'm gonna just get started. And once again, hey everybody, if anybody tap in with me on Facebook, what's going on, y'all? Love naturally, y'all. Love naturally. So I don't even know how these messages came through, or like when they came through, like a day or anything like that. But I started picking up energy and messages around around the Virgo, like the Virgo full moon. But I can't remember if it was before or after the full moon. Anyway, they came through, and I kept feeling like heavy energies of like giving service and being of service to others. And so I knew, that had to do with like Virgo energy, but I felt that it was bigger than that. I felt like it was bigger than just for that moment. I felt like the service needs to be, and what was being shown to me, it needs to be carried on. It needs to be continued. It needs to kind of hit all over the globe. Just this huge energy of service, and be of service to others. We have been in a mode of self-love, and from what Spirit has shown me, this self-love is not genuine self-love. It's not real self-love. It's kind of artificial. And Spirit, this is not a point the finger. I'm not trying to point the finger. I'm not trying to single out a particular woman, or type of woman, or anything, but it's collectively, it's all women. This message is not just for women, but I'm gonna put emphasis on women, because I'm gonna use my vessel to kind of hold women accountable. I don't, it doesn't matter how you view it. It doesn't matter if you don't think I have the room to, or any of that. I'm going to use my vessel how I'm being led to use my vessel. Hold on, y'all. This mullein tea is the deal. Hold on. Luke, do you want in or out? Okay. So, um, so none of that, none of the other stuff that any outsiders or, those inner voices that can kind of sway me or sway the message, none of that is really called for in this time. Like, this is just, no matter how you feel or what your views are, period, no matter what you believe in, who you don't believe in, none of that ever really matters in regards to the messages that I give, because we're not talking about that. We're talking about something bigger than me and you, than all of it, right? So, let me just look at my notes and where I want to start at. Where do you want me to start? Okay, ladies, I'm hearing this is the time. This is our time. This is a woman's time. This is the feminine's time to get it right. I don't know, maybe it's individual to you whenever you see this message. It could be something, you going through personally. It could be something that's, once again, like I said, it could be something bigger than you and I, but there's something in regards to the women. Like, it's our chance to get it right. I felt, 7-Eleven. We are women are using their femininity for the wrong reasons. Using their femininity for the wrong reasons. And spirit is kind of calling women to see, first off, calling women to see who kind of mold and shape the world, and then take a second look at who molded, I don't like that, who mold and shaped you. They're saying to me right now, don't think that this message is negative. It's not negative. And they're saying, literally saying, we have been speaking on switching the narrative and switching your approach for seasons now. And these are channel messages. This is just what I'm feeling, first off, because I'm clairsentient. So this is more so, first, a feeling, an energy that comes over me, and then I hear words or get visuals to connect to what it is that I am feeling. Clairsentient, not just my emotional feelings. I'm like, not just me being in my feelings. Clairsentient, look it up if you don't know what that means. I don't have time to get all into it, but my clairsentient is going off, and it connects me to either something visual or something verbal that I can speak. And yeah. first and foremost, any other tarot readers out there, any of the tarot readers um, that's on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Spirit is, and if you are a true tarot reader, channeler, medium, intuitive, um, if you are true to it and you're doing it for the right reasons, or you believe that you are doing it for the right reasons, Spirit is really calling um tarot readers of all types to tap in to a more authentic, pure message. A lot of the messages that are going on, that's being given, are honestly, you keeping your viewer and your whoever you're working with, you're keeping them in a cycle. You're keeping them in the same cycle. There's no elevation. There's no elevation. For any tarot card readers out there on YouTube that have a platform and that's all you talking about is relationships, and if such and such is gonna come back, or if this person is gonna do whoever the viewer is right, and the drama and nothing really healing, nothing of real service, dead it, dead it, dead it. There's no real meaning, no real elevation to these messages. They're just, yeah. Spirit is calling for, a certain group of people, intuitives, light bringers, messages, like people that bring forth messages. It's all over social media, it's all over YouTube. I'm a part of the community, but I also see how I'm separate from that community, and I've questioned it so much so that I've tried to dim my light and dim my calling by trying to fit in with these certain type of messages. Dead it. Like literally, I've tried to, like literally lower my thoughts and say, okay, these other spirit messages are too heavy. Don't nobody want to hear that. Well, let me just do this, use my calling and use it, or use my gifts and use it how everybody else in the community is using it. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. It did not work for me. And not saying that, okay, just because it worked for somebody else and what have you, but there's a serious need to use your intuitive gifts as a true service, because what you're doing now is a disservice to the community that's watching you, especially our women. You need to do yourself a favor, and if you're truly a vessel, work in service. That's it. I'm not telling nobody what to do. I'm telling you what's being shown to me, and how there's a need for me to speak this truth. And I'm only a vessel, and I'm going to give the message. That's it. I'm going to give the message. That's it. Hey, Mr. Kevin. So real randomly, today is Monday, Sunday. Did I write the dates down? Yeah. So on the 11th, I just heard just randomly. I wasn't studying nothing in particular. I wasn't even tapped in. I was probably cleaning up, fussing at the kids, talking to the kids, or just in my own zone, right? Not doing nothing spiritual, not doing no spiritual activity, just flowing through my crib, whatever, doing absolutely nothing. And I just randomly heard Nelson Mandela. I mean, the name Nelson Mandela, just randomly. And I was like, er? And keep in mind, every historical leader out there, I don't know the ins and outs of. So I don't know the ins and outs and the what's happening and what happened, everything, every little thing of Nelson Mandela. Like I never knew his his many quotes that he had. I never knew that. I knew what he stood for. I knew, like his wife. I knew enough to know, like, yeah, I know who Nelson Mandela is, right? I knew, the many years, he spent in prison. I knew he was the president, and I knew this, and not the president of South Africa, not here in America, for anybody that don't know. But like I knew his story, but I didn't know like the ins and out of everything that Nelson Mandela stood for. And mind you, if anybody, just saw through either scrolling, passing, or whatever, saw I did a Virgo, not new moon, a full moon, Virgo, message, last week. And then like this, the energy just kept rocking with me and just like moving me. And it's like I got so much done, and I'm just being, kind of service in my own home, like of service to self. And so when I heard his name, I was thrown back like, oh shoot, like he's huge. You know what I mean? Like, what is happening? Like, who? First off, what am I channeling? What what do I need to speak? Do I even need to speak at all? Do I need to just, hold this in? What needs to be done? And I just had no clue. I had no clue, to the point where I doubted the name that I heard, and I reached out to my mentor, and I was like, hey, I think I'm channeling somebody that's a big leader, what's happening. But in that midst of time, I got, be independent, trust your intuition, look at the messages that you've spoken in the past, see how they sync up, watch out for your synchronicities, you do your own work versus, going straight to my mentor that is willing to help, you know what I mean? But I needed to do it on my own, right? So I'm like, oh, what? I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to get this confused. I don't want to invite another energy in. I don't want to be played with. I don't want to be tampered with, cuz when you're actively in the spiritual community, you can be played with in that way. So, like I said, I'm looking through all, like trying to, make sure I don't miss any signs, and make sure that I'm like available, so that source truth, ancestors, and honorably, you know what I mean, the spirit of Nelson Mandela can move through me. And so first thing I heard was Google Nelson Mandela and service, like of service, being of service. And I came across his like the words that he lived by. So for anybody that don't know, the words are the I'm gonna just say the words. The words that he lived by are one of many words that he lived by. Uh, was free yourself, free others, and serve every day. Free yourself, free others, and serve every day. Um, if you're not one, if you don't like work in the community or work for the community, there is a huge need for you to get up, either pick some trash up in your community, help the little kids in your community, go to your nearest shelter, nearest nursing home, nearest women's shelter, men's shelter, domestic violence shelter, anywhere you can be of service, be of service. Anywhere that you can be of service in these times, be of service. Give your time. You don't have to give money. If you have money to give money. But if you don't, and you do absolutely nothing of service, nothing to give, find some way, something that means something that's calling to you. If you are a gamer, say you go to a 9 to 5 or whatever, but it's really, it's really like dull and it doesn't do anything for you, and you come home and you sit in front of the TV and you have a game system and you playing the game all day, or just that's all you really do in your spare time. How about you go volunteer at a YMCA? Bring your game system and allow kids that don't have game systems to play the game with you. Be of service. Be of service. Connect with, I'm really, really hearing strongly, connect with the youth. Continue to connect with the youth. They are misguided. Oh, Heavenly Father. Ooh. Oh. And anybody that is biblical, y'all already know that it's been written that these kids in this generation, in these times, will be a little mannish, a little, I ain't gonna say a lot bit, just disrespectful, no direction, misguided. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. That's because of the lack of womb care from both men and women. A lack of womb care created the chaos that these younger generations are bringing at this time. This is all channel messages. I haven't picked up a card. I'm hearing right now, ladies, women, do you see the lack of womb care, the lack of nurturing your womb, and treasuring who you are? It's doing a disservice to our children. Your lack of character, your lack of morals, your lack of a true spiritual solid foundation. It's creating chaos. That man may hold money, but women, we are the true breadwinners. I ain't talking about money. We are the true breadwinners. The chaos that we are experiencing started in the womb. Everything start in the womb. In regards to this reality, into this physical reality, what created the vessels that we all hold started in the womb. Our personalities, our character, the makeup of who we are starts in the womb, in our birthing center. If you have children, take them so that they can go out into the community to be of service. there is a huge need for us to start connecting with each other again, connect to the community again. And it doesn't have to look like you connecting to the community, doesn't have to look like how I connect to the community or how someone else connects to the community. Make sure that it is authentic to you. Make sure that it's something that brings you pure happiness, that's going to elevate and evolve the world. Because I don't know everything that's going on in the news. I try to stay out of the news. There's moments where I am like told and suggested through my intuition to tap into the news. So when that time comes, I get what I need and I dip back out for my mental health. But from the small pieces of what I've seen, but more so what I am feeling and the urgency right now, there is a need to be of service. There is a need to become balanced. There is a need for men and women to be balanced within each other, within self. Stop pointing the finger. Women, we keep pointing the finger at these men. But Spirit is like, we need to take accountability. You need to take accountability. That's something. And once again, I speak on the collective. I am included in the collective. But what I do want you to know, that I understand what Spirit is calling for the mass of women to do, because I've been doing it. I have been doing it. There's plenty of moments in my past up until now where Spirit has set me down and say, you've allowed what happened to you when it comes to men. Not just men. It is time to be of service to, where it go? Service to free yourself, service to help free others, and serve every day. Serve every day. Notice I added my own words to this, but free yourself, free others, serve every day. And once again, please miss me with the whole thing of worry about yourself, don't worry about what some other person is doing. We're done with that. There was a point in time for that. But if you look back, if you really look back, you will see so many leaders uplifting, telling people to do this, telling people to do that, telling them how wise it would be to work together and shift nations. These leaders shift nations. These leaders free nations through words, through discipline, through action. No, I'm not calling myself a leader, but I know who I speak for. I know who speaks through me. I know who I feel around me. I know who's watching over me. I know who protects me. So yes, I will continue to speak. 377. I will continue to speak. Those two numbers are two of the most spiritual numbers in the number sequence, 1 through 9. Spirit is saying, women, you are the vessel that Spirit needs. They can't move without a healthy you. They can't move without a pure version of you. They can't move without you doing your job and being of service. We can't keep allowing what social media